$5,000 in new business startup expenses. Hear me very clearly. Expenses you've incurred before you actually begin offering your goods and services. That means expenses that you've incurred before you actually build your travel business. Guys, you already had the cable, you already had a cell phone, you are already incurring, some of you already have travel expenses in the last 6 months. Again, guys, the government allows you to go back and claim that up to $5,000 in new business startup expenses. But then they give you another $5,000 in organizational costs in the tax year in which your business begins. So again, guys, things to get organized for your business that you can actually write off as long as they're incurred in the same year that your business began. It's December. We're still in 2015. Who is going to leave nearly $10,000 of deductions on the table? Guys, you'd have to be brain dead to do this. $99 positions you for that. And then for those of us who are in the business and you're wondering, what are some of the things that I can write off? Well, let me break it down. See, we have operational expenses, we have everyday ordinary expenses. Again, that's the nature of our business, right? Some of us have cable bills. I can't help it that we have 2 channels, the travel and the weather channel. I can't help the other 160 that come along with my cable bill, but I can take the deduction because it's a necessary expense for being in business. I need my cell phone. I need my vehicle, lights, a portion of your lights, your utilities. Yes, those of you who rent, you can actually write off a portion of your rent in coinciding with the level or the space within your home that you're using for your home-based office. You know, the beautiful thing is that every time I invite people to my home and I talk about Paycation travel, they've got to sit on my sofa. They've got to find a comfy chair. I'm just not going to make them stand, but I'm going to offer them a seat. Do you realize that I can depreciate my furniture because I'm using it for the percentage of time that I use it for business? Considering the fact that Chinaza is never home, most of my furniture gets used about 60-70% of the time for the purposes of business. Someone is always in my house. We're always talking travel. We're doing 3-way calls. We're doing training. It just is what it is. And so I get to depreciate my furniture, the TV that they watch, and the list goes on and on and on. Now tonight, it's a no-brainer. We're talking about a home-based business, from supplies and from rent and from utilities, guys. These are some of the things you have, guys. Gas, electric, sewer, the housekeeper that you brought in to clean your house. You can qualify for a portion of that, or you can hire your kids instead of paying them a non-taxable allowance. But again, guys, know that there are well over 400 plus deductions and expenses that can be deducted. And so if you're the person who says, well, I don't have I don't travel much. You don't travel much, but you still pay taxes, right? You still got to pay taxes. You may be a traditional business owner, but you don't have a travel business, and you're limited by your traditional business to what you can claim and what you can't. And again, we can talk about that offline. So again, guys, I want to encourage you, get a home-based business, because guys, again, golf expenses, those are known as associated entertainment expenses. We're in the travel industry, so some people have to golf. They have to test out the greens around the world. It's a tough job, Madam Narte, but I like it because, again, this is just a partial list. There's so many more that I'm happy to educate the people on, but again, think about the everyday expenses you're already using. Let's convert them to legal tax business expenses. Belle?